So today's video is on something that is super important to everyone here. That's right, today we are talking about healthcare. I'm pretty lucky that I'm from Canada and I have this fancy little card that lets me walk into any hospital or doctor's office for free within the province, even if it is a bit of a pain in the neck to renew. Almost everyone in Canada has a card like it. We pay taxes to have them. So if all Canadians have a healthcare system and a health card, what's the problem? We all have equal health access to that healthcare, or do we? Now, the fact is that Canada has federally funded healthcare that we all pay taxes towards, and it's a whole lot better than some what other places have. But looking at other countries and their healthcare access is a whole other bag of worms that I'm not really willing to look into during this video. Maybe some other time. So Canada's healthcare is pretty good independent of social positioning as long as you don't take provisioning into account. And by provisioning, I mean taking into account anything the individual might have to do to deal with their job, their dependents, etc., their life, really. Doesn't matter how much money I make, though, I can go outside right now, climb up a tree, fall out of that tree, break my arm, go to the hospital, and get it fixed for free. I'm not going to do that right now since that involves a lot of really obvious problems. So starting with, I'd have to go outside, it's cold, nah. Anyway, trauma care isn't really an issue for us here. We can keep people alive no matter how, major their issue is for the most part. It blows my mind. The problem is that we might actually focus too much on the physical. There are a lot of people who believe in higher powers or have deep connections to their cultural background. And a lot of cultures and religions have traditional methods of healing. In the biomedical model of healing we use today, we tend to overlook a lot of these methods because they're not backed by science. Question is, does that make them any less valid? It's really hard to say. See, most medical research has been done on white men and has been highly scientific. Why is this a problem? Because A, a lot of people of color can experience things like disease different than white men do, and B, because women exist. Women are a little bit biologically different than men are. I'm going to give you the example of a heart attack. So we've all seen movies which have varying degrees of truth to them, but we all know the basic symptoms of a heart attack are things like chest pain, a little bit harder to breathe, that sort of thing. But did you know that women might experience some of the less common symptoms of heart attacks more often than men do? See, a lot of people don't know that. Women are more likely to experience other symptoms like nausea, lightheadedness, and back pain. Plus, if we're mostly studying men, that means we're not studying her reproductive organs as much as we ought to. Another factor when you go to the doctor is the doctor themselves. So, when you think of a doctor, what do you think they look like? Well, stereotypically, something like this. On the other hand, if I asked about a nurse, you might think of something more like this. We associate the better paying job and the job that requires higher education with men. Weird, right? Now, I'm going to do something I don't normally do in this video. I'm going to make an assumption about someone. I am assuming your doctor is a human. So, if they're human and you're human, that means we can apply our best friend intersectionality here. So I guess we could either way. Your doctor is going to have their own assumptions about you as a person because of their own preconceived notions. So, if you're a woman, chances are you won't be treated as well as a man would be. Women are more likely to have their experiences seen as overreactions, and therefore their experiences and potential symptoms might be overlooked. As you can imagine, this leads to a lot of serious problems. Going back to revisioning, what if you have kids? What if you don't want to take them to the doctor with you? The waiting room is kind of gross. There's a lot of sick people in it. You don't want your kids catching that. And the thing is, though, you don't have anywhere to leave your kids. What if you have a mobility issue and you can't physically get to the doctor? There are way more barriers than we originally think of. Our final point today is on mental health. Mental health can go a few different ways, but I've noticed that it usually goes to extremes when doctors are involved. People either don't care or they care a lot. I'll share one of my personal experiences here. So I went to the doctor because I had strep throat. In case you don't know, strep throat is this really nasty throat infection and it makes it super painful to talk. The doctor asked me if I'd take any medicine, and I told her. Now, remember, at this point I am in a lot of pain in my throat. I feel like absolute crap. I just really want to go home and go to sleep. So instead of acknowledging the fact that I take medicine, medicine and, moving on, giving me an antibiotic, she decided to start telling me about different groups and stress relief and that sort of thing for mental health. Kind of sitting there, great, I know that's a bit of an issue, but that's not the problem today. I've also had experiences with doctors who refuse to talk about mental health. Both of those situations are a problem and can lead to people not getting the help they need. As a society, we are doing a lot better talking about mental health, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. Actually, there's room for improvement in all of the aspects I just mentioned. This super short video cannot cover all the problems we have with healthcare right now. I have barely skimmed the surface. So for example, I haven't really talked about LGBT people within healthcare or healthcare for the homeless population. But I hope that I've convinced you to look a little bit more deeply into how you perceive healthcare in Canada. If you have any stories you'd like to share, if you have any stories you'd like to share or anything I should cover, I'd love to hear about it down below. That's it for this video. I'll see you again soon for more of my Femmusings. Bye!